You've sat across the table from a council member who has already made up their mind before you've even uttered a word. You've walked into a budget conversation with airtight data and walked out empty-handed. You've had staff conflicts that logic could not resolve, community meetings that facts couldn't calm, and negotiations that somehow ended up with everyone feeling like they've lost. If that sounds familiar, this episode is for you. Welcome to the HaltingWinter podcast. I'm Seth Winterhalter, president of HaltingWinter Municipal Solutions and founder of the MLDC. It's the Municipal Leadership Development Circle. Our Monday episodes on the HaltingWinter podcast exist for one reason: to bring the best leadership thinking directly to the people running local government across North America. Today, I want to introduce to you this week's MLDC Book of the Week because it's one of the most practically useful books I've read over the past few years. If you want to go deeper on everything I'm about to share and access a full week of content specifically built for local government leaders around this book, head over to haltingwinter.com/MLDC. You can use the link in the show notes. Join us and the dynamic community of local government leaders. This week's book is Never Split the Difference. Never Split the Difference. It's by Chris Voss. Voss spent 24 years as an FBI hostage negotiator, and including several as the Bureau's lead international kidnapping negotiator. He worked situations where the cost of a bad negotiation was measured in human lives. What he learned in those rooms over 2+ decades turned everything most of us think we know about negotiation completely upside down. The title alone is worth sitting with. Never split the difference. Don't compromise just to end the discomfort. Don't meet in the middle just because it feels fair. Voss's argument is that splitting the difference, the thing we've often all been taught to do, is the thing that feels like mature, reasonable leadership, but it almost always produces an outcome that doesn't actually work for anyone. Think about the last time you asked for 12 and got 6. Did the 6 actually solve the problem? Or did you end up with a half measure that actually created new problems while technically counting as a compromise? That's what Voss means. The alternative he offers isn't to fight harder or to hold your position longer. It's something far more interesting than that. Voss's foundational argument is this: people are not rational. They do not make decisions based on logic and data. They make decisions based on emotion. And then they realize those decisions afterwards with logic and data, which means that walking into your hardest conversations with better arguments is solving the wrong problem. The negotiators who get the best outcomes, Voss says, are not the ones with the strongest positions. They're the ones who understand what the person across from them is actually feeling beneath the position they're holding and know how to work with that emotional reality rather than against it. He calls this foundational skill tactical empathy. We're actually going to dive into this more tomorrow. But here's the thing. When most people hear negotiation books, they think salary negotiations, business deals, and those applications are real. But for local government leaders, this book lands in a completely different way because your entire professional life is a negotiation. You negotiate with council, with board, with staff, with community residents. You negotiate with unions and all sorts of people and situations and projects and things. And almost none of you were ever taught how to do any of it really well. That's what this book addresses. And that's what this week inside the MLDC is going to do. We're going to go deep into actually how you apply these tools to the situations that you find yourself in local government. Council dynamics, union negotiations, staff conflict, community engagement, etc., etc. I want to leave you with a single reframe from this book that I think is the most important for you. Voss says negotiation is not an active battle. It's a process of discovery. Your job is not to out-argue the person across from you. It's to understand what they actually need beneath what they're saying they want and to find your way there together. The council member who keeps voting against your proposal, the department head who pushes back on every change initiative, the community voice that shows up adversarially to every meeting, those are not battles to be won. They're discoveries waiting to happen if you know how to start them. This week, that's what the MLDC members are going to do. Learn the specific techniques, the specific language, and apply them to the specific situations they face every day. If that interests you, head over to HaltingWinter.com/MLDC to learn more about the community of local government leaders spread across North America. We'd love to have you join us. HaltingWinter.com/MLDC. I'm Seth Winterhalter. Until next week, keep leading with impact.